Carl Sagan could not have predicted 2021, but lost back then.
Ashton Forbes, you know, that super jacked guy. War.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
Even as these grainy satellite images released today by the Chinese government.
Again, the Malaysian flight too was one shot at China saying knock it off.
Why shoot it down though if it's not hostile?
Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space.
Why the Americans would?
They'd be distance annihilated.
This country is very powerful. Far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world. Not even close.
I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should be his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that.
Don't forget to bring a towel. Hello, chat. Surprise live stream out of nowhere. You might be wondering, Ashton, aren't you supposed to be playing Magic cards or something like that? I already submitted my deck, chat. And actually now I'm not sure I want to live stream my deck before the tournament because, you know, I don't want people to see my game plan. Anyway, forget that. Screw that, chat. Holy shit. 0 point energy disclosure is upon us. It's actually upon us. I was off. I was ahead by 1 year. I said 0 point energy disclosure was 2025. Turns out it's 2026. Everything is lining up towards me being exactly right about everything. The CIA being the deep state, them really hiding 0 point energy, aka free energy, teleportation, super advanced technology from the world, and Trump potentially revealing it to us. So we need to talk about that tonight. Also, I've now gotten a public spat. Just hit the camera here. I've now gotten a public spat with Sabine Hassenfelder. One sec, guys. I gotta fix this. Okay, well, we'll just have to go with it. Good, Lulu. Anyway, got in a public spat with Sabine Hassenfelder about the Casimir effect, also related to 0 point energy. At the same time, the clip dropped of Tim Burchett saying that they are potentially hiding, the CIA is potentially hiding and stonewalling 0 point energy from the world. So while I fix my camera, let's go ahead and just play that clip. Unexpected. So here's the big clip that people were sharing earlier today. I even had my haters even sharing the clip here as well. Why? I'm just noticing people are trying to community note my screenshot of the warp drives dirt as well. Like, these people are just sad lives they live at this point. Okay, where is it? Oh, here it is. My bad. I went too far. So here's Tim Burchett. I think this is earlier today.
States fighting the president on release.
Tell me all about the UFOs and the aliens.
Well, the problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on release, and he kept his word. And I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
All right. What do you think is in these files, and why do you think they're not trying to release any of them? Like they're partial release.
Part of it's going to be that they're going to have to admit that they've been lying to us all these years. And
so let me just stop it right there, chat. I'm going to play another clip pretty much right after this that goes well with this. But that's probably number one. Part of this is they're going to have to admit they've been actually lying this whole time. A big part of this is just the cover-up is the fact that they've been covering it up. And so what we're going to talk about later with Sabine as well is that they've been brainwashing people. They've been literally brainwashing people. That's the only way you can hide physics from the world. Brainwashing people so that they would dismiss it and ignore it and say it's not real and say it can't be done in the face of evidence to the contrary. And that's what people like Sabine has been doing and promoting. They've been doing the dirty work of these CIA deep state people, probably unknowingly. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, what is it that they're hiding, sir?
there could be some cover up of zero energy.
What? Zero energy? I think I know what he means, guys. There could be a cover up of this is like when your grandpa's like, are you playing on the Nintendo again? And you're like, Grandpa, it's a PlayStation 5. You're like, I don't know what Nintendo is what. They're all just Nintendo to me, right? Like the zero energies. Like also we know the man's not deep into the science. We can tell at this point, right? You don't even know what it is. But yeah, God bless his heart. Dag nubbit, he's trying his hardest, chat. He's trying his dag nubbit hardest. Respect to Tim Burchett, too. No disrespect to Tim Burchett. He's trying his hardest out there, guys. Hold on. I want to listen to it again. It just makes me feel so good to hear him say the words.
Cover up of zero energy. There could be some other things. I don't think we're ever going to get everything they have. But that's kind of the nature of the game. But Trump's kept his word so far to me, so and that was a personal word he had with me. So I'm proud of that.
Holy effing shit, chat. I'm going to tell you guys something. Several things that I'll never mention publicly, things like that, because I do keep some things secret. But there's other stuff that I just don't say generally for various reasons. And one of those things is people have been messaging me saying behind the scenes, like, you're going to get proven right. You're going to get proven right. Like, I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. And I'm just like, nah, dude, chill. Like, let's just wait, see what happens. So in combination with the other messages that we've been hearing from people, we have been hearing that there's going to be new videos that are going to be dropping. We've been hearing that the CIA has surveillance that's more advanced than the military technology that they are trying to hold back. We just heard Tim Burchett say that the CIA deep state is basically working against Trump to hide this stuff, hide stuff like 0 point energy from getting out in these files. I mean, what more do you guys want? It is all lining up. It is all lining up towards exactly what I've been saying. Now, I hate to deviate because there's another great clip I want to play, but I do need to deviate for just 1 minute. Going back to the debate, I hope you guys watched the debate. All of this goes back to the MH370 videos. Believe it or not, I know it's impossible to believe. These videos are actually real. These crazy-ass videos, this plane getting zapped out of the sky. Wait, where is it? I'll just go full screen. These crazy videos are real. That's what the big secret's all about. We probably deserve a modicum of credit for what's going on right now in disclosure, especially if we get 0 point energy disclosure, because I have made it my life's mission over the last 3 years to make sure that this science doesn't go anywhere, that it stays out there in the public, that people will make sure that we're aware of it, collective consciousness that it's out there in the public. So I think we deserve a little bit of credit for that. Now I want to play this whole clip here because people have been saying these videos are fake and they've been trying their best to discredit them and what have you. I mean, look at what, like, do you really think somebody could fake what you just saw right there? How would they even think to do it? Like what I ask you to is like, how would they even think to make what you're looking at on the screen? What do you like? Look at that. Look at those orbs. Beautiful orbs, by the way, chat. By the way, I am going to keep talking about them until the CIA comes and tells me that I should stop. I basically know totally what's going on with those orbs at this point. And that's going to be the next thing we're going to talk about right after this. But the debate was good for multiple reasons, guys. I know I had a lot of criticism I saw over it, but it was good for me because here's the reality. I had not dug deep into the cloud photo debunk, meaning the cloud photos themselves, and how exactly it debunks. I knew the clouds matched or whatever, but I didn't know the exact criteria. So it was very possible for me going into that debate on Friday to get completely destroyed and annihilated by some detail that I was not aware of. That was a real possibility. And it didn't happen because the videos are real. That's why it didn't happen. Now, I learned a little bit about that debunk, and I want to help you because a lot of you guys will say, Ashton, how do I tell people? And they say, hey, no, these clouds match. How do I tell people that that debunk is fake? How do I tell people that Ashton debunked that debunk? So I'm going to make it very simple for you guys right here and right now. I'm going to give you just two key points that we're going to focus on. Let's see if I think I'm going to make this like this here. I'm going to remove the chat for a second, guys. Okay. 2 points. Number one, we have missing clouds. The only image required for the video is the image 1842 on the right. The one where you see the plane flying through it. Actually, I'm doing it wrong. Like this. You see that one over there. 1842. And in the bottom right of that photo, the clouds are missing. The clouds are actually found in 1844 over here. Somewhere randomly in 1844 is where you can find those clouds. Now, here's the problem with that one. The problem with that claim, there's no reason for a hoaxer to add clouds. Why would a hoaxer add clouds to a location that doesn't have any clouds on it? They could have just not added the clouds and left the clouds blank. Doesn't make any sense. Especially because we can see 3D lighting where the flash illuminates and reflects off those exact clouds. Those exact clouds that would have had to have been edited into this, we can see the flash. So that means it's a real thing interacting with the environment. And not only can we see that, there's no stitch marks. In order for those clouds to have been added to that background, they would have had to have been stitched in. There's no clouds in that real photo. There's no stitch marks. Look at that. You can look anywhere in this video. There's no stitch marks anywhere in this video. There's no signs anyone edited anything into anywhere. So first point is they're claiming someone added these clouds to the bottom right, but there's no sign of that whatsoever, and it doesn't even make sense for anyone to even have done that. Second point, these two photos over here on the bottom left and the left, random photos over here with a bunch of overlap on them, ton of overlap, they were taken like 20 seconds apart, and there's no parallax whatsoever. The argument people have made against the MH370 videos is that drone video can't be taken by a drone because there's not enough parallax. The clouds don't move. But each scene is at most only 6 seconds long. This is 20 seconds from a moving airplane moving at 400, 500 miles an hour. There should be visible parallax. There's no way you should be able to perfectly stitch those photos over each other and everything perfectly overlap. That shouldn't be possible based on just normal physics. Those are the two key signs that this is a fabrication. And to weave it together, the debunkers focused on this picture of Mount Fuji on the top. Nothing in Mount Fuji is used, nothing in that photo, none of the clouds, nothing in that photo is related to the videos. Nothing's in the videos. Why is there even a 5-photo collage that all sticks together like this? Isn't that weird? Wouldn't you just think there would just be like an individual photo, especially when you only need the one photo to make the background? It just happened. So the question is, I'm just going to lay it out for you. The reason why there's 5 photos is because this is a fabrication that the CIA planted. It wouldn't have been a credible enough debunk if they only left one photo. They needed there to be more than one. They needed it to tell a whole story. So what they did was they weaved together probably one image from the real whammy footage, which is 1842, and they merged it together with some photo of Japan or something like that to create a fake scene. And then they edited it, cut it together. And this way it presents a whole story. You can't say this is fake. You can see Mount Fuji in the background. This guy was really on a plane to Japan. This is exactly the kind of gross shit that the CIA does. They sit around and think about psychotic, gaslighting, disinformation to push on the internet to protect their own asses, to protect the fact that they got caught red-handed, which is the truth. They got caught red-handed with MH370. And this was the best they could come up with, was to make some weird, probably AI-based montage using the real Gorgon Stare whammy photos. Okay, so there's your answer to that. Number 1, clouds are missing in the bottom right. They interact with the scene. Makes no sense to add them. Number 2, why is there even a montage? Why is there 5 photos that match together at all? Why is that even a thing? Number 3, they shouldn't match together since the timestamps on them, the metadata of the photos, shows that they're like 20 seconds apart. There's no way they should be able to overlap like that. And just to add more, this is supposedly out of a commercial airliner. You're taking 4K perfect photos with no dirt or scratches out of them out of a commercial airliner window? I'm calling bullshit. Bullshit's been called. Okay. That was enough. There you guys go. Now everybody can relax on the cloud debunk. We finally got a handle on it. And you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe that the CIA covered up MH370. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. And if you don't believe, well, you start believing. I'm Honkstradamus, chat. Honkstradamus, chat. Okay. I probably shouldn't elaborate on that. I'm going to get myself canceled. If you don't believe me,
said to me, well, you know,
if you don't believe what I'm saying to you, I think these CIA spooks are just legitimately scared now. I think they're actually getting scared because they're starting to realize this is actually coming out and they might get in serious trouble. So here you go. Here is woke disclosure CIA spook Jim Simivan, who I have highlighted multiple times, and I can tell you right now for sure he knows. This guy knows what's really at stake. Does he actually know exactly all the texts we have? Not sure. But he knows what's at stake. I'm sure of it. So listen to him carefully. Listen to your enemies very, very carefully. He's going to lay it all out right here. So tell me when this starts to sound familiar.
Well, you know, they're hiding, you know, these great energy successes, and we'll be able to take all this new technology, and they're hoarding it. Well, you know, you're seeing a great example of asymmetric warfare going on right now in Ukraine, and you're seeing it in Iran. What happens if you take a technology that's free to everybody, a technology that you can use to create a weapon, any kind of weapon, a weapon that's extremely lethal, and everybody has the capacity to make that weapon? From, you know, a group of DIYers, you know, sitting in an engineering lab at MIT, decide they want to use this technology to create something really great. And then you have somebody else, some, you know, crazy cult who decides they want to wipe out, you know, something. And bad people exist in the world. And you know, you have to plan for that.
Are you listening? Are you listening? The beginning, he goes, people keep telling me they're hiding secret energy source. And he's like, well, what the fuck do you mean, well? Well, that's not yours. That is not what your response is supposed to be there, homeboy. If you missed that, let me just play it again.
Take all this new technology, and they're hoarding it. Well, you know, you're seeing a great.
Where are my sunglasses? Where are they? Chat. That's it. I lost it. I'm crashing out. Where? Oh my God. You guys are. Oh, Jim Simivan, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I'm not prepared with my sunglasses. He dodged a bullet, chat. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Now, I'm not sure if everybody can even relate to me on this. But number one, this technology, he's right. We're going to destroy ourselves. We're going to destroy ourselves. Maybe that's just what should happen. Maybe that's what we deserve at this point. I'm literally out here trying to weigh, literally before this live stream, trying to weigh the consequence of being responsible for the end of the universe or the world or whatever the shit this technology can do versus allowing people like Jim Simivan to decide what's going to happen in my life. Holy crap, chat. That is a choice, chat. Do we let woke people determine our reality and what's true and what's not true? And if we should wear a mask on our face, even though it does literally nothing to stop a virus, just to make people feel good? Or should we live in reality where we might destroy ourselves at any moment? I'm not going to lie, chat. I'm sweating. Where's the meme of the guy sweating, pressing the button here? I literally do not know what's right anymore. I literally do not know what's right anymore. But this is the reality. This is the reality check we need right now. This is the real talk. This technology is not a joke. We are revealing literal doomsday weapons. This technology is doomsday weapons. Manipulating gravity allows the ability to change the Coulomb barrier. Any physicist, even Sabine Hassenfelder, should be able to understand the significance of those words. You're changing the Coulomb barrier. You're changing fundamental nuclear forces. You have the ability to create a doomsday weapon relatively easily once you know the recipe to make SU2 conditioned fields, let's say. Gravity fields that produce gravitational effects. That suddenly, these two things want to repel each other. Now they fuse and release energy. This is what they're actually afraid of. And from our perspective, from their perspective, that is much easier to pull off than, getting plutonium or uranium or whatever other nuclear materials you have to refine. This is what they're concerned about, because now it becomes a weapon that anybody can get access to. And anybody can have a weapon that can just do massive damage, potentially destroy the whole planet. And the reality is our planet will not. It will not survive. It will not survive. So the next clip I wanted to go to, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Tom DeLonge clip. Which one was it? Do I have two? Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to remember which one I was trying to share. Let me see here. Whatever. We'll just play this one. I'll try to find the other one. I can't remember which one I was thinking of.
When I got connected to the general, that was a big breakthrough. And before I talk a little bit more about how I got more trust from these guys, what happened is I was up at NASA Ames. I got connected to a very specific person, and that person had me fly out and meet them. So this is where it gets really interesting. So I go out to a certain city, and I land at the airport, and I walk through security, and I meet this person. The person takes me to a restaurant that's right past security, and I go to the back of the restaurant. There's nobody in that area, and we sit at a booth for 2 hours. And while we're sitting there, leans across the table, and this is the very first words that were said to me. It was the Cold War, and every single day we lived under the threat of nuclear war.
That right there is the key fundamental clip. I remember the other clip I wanted to play, but I don't remember where I put it. We were living under threat of nuclear war. Why did we do this? Think about this. Start to think about the implications of this being true. This means that somebody made a conscious decision once upon a time, probably the CIA, etc., that this technology was too dangerous, that we have to make a very difficult choice, that we are going to disinform our own population because it's too dangerous for our stupid population to have access to it. Why was that choice made? Well, number one, the destructive potential. That's an easy cop-out. But also, why did we advance these weapons? Why did we turn these into teleportation orb technology without telling anybody? Why? Because it was the Cold War. We were fighting against nuclear annihilation. We were trying to make a weapon that would stop a nuclear bomb, a nuclear missile from destroying the West Coast. Right? That's why we did it. That's why we covered it up and kept it covered up. Because the Cold War never stopped. We've constantly been afraid of our adversaries developing a weapon that can take us out. And we've been working against it. But now we've reached the point where it's come too far. If anyone were to ask me, Ashton, what is going on with respect to the UFO community and the factions within it, I would say that there is one group that wants nothing to come out. The people, the true gatekeepers, the silence, the ones that you never see talked about, you probably don't know most of their names. They never say anything. Probably, if I had to guess, it would be like Sean Kirkpatrick. True believer in the cause. You know, like imagine like a Knights Templar in the secret society in the cult. They're never going to talk no matter what because they believe that hiding it is the true right thing to do. And then you have dissidents, a dissident faction that says, no, the people deserve the truth, but we also want America to also be dominant. So the middle of the road is, okay, we'll tell people about aliens or, you know, weird sci stuff, psychic powers, remote viewing, whatever, but we're not going to tell about our military weapons, the weaponization that we've done with this, which includes energy sources. Those are the factions. So when you want to wonder, why are the people that are supposedly for disclosure blocking me, trying to blackball me, trying to discredit me, trying to discredit those videos? It's not because they think the videos are fake. Those videos prove what those guys are saying is true. So you would say, well, why would they discredit you then? Why wouldn't they want to ally with you then? Because I'm further than they are. I am saying, you know what? Screw the alien thing. Let's just reveal everything. Let's reveal the plasma orbs. Let's reveal the gravity technology. Let's reveal the teleportation. Let's reveal the free energy. And the people like Jim Simivin would come back and they would say, Ashton, and this is true, guys. You're getting it really just straight up here. I'll put the chat back on. They would say, Ashton, people are going to kill themselves. Like a lot of people. Like a not insignificant amount. They would say, Ashton, what if I told you that if you tell people this, like 20% of people are going to end their lives? They're going to jump off a bridge. They're going to decide it's not worth it. And my answer, then let them. That's my answer. Let them. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to face all the consequences. And actually, I'm going to even take it a step further. I'm not the hero. I'm the villain. I am absolutely the villain. I'm embracing the role. I'm going to bully those people. Not only am I not going to coddle them when they have to start dealing with this shit, I'm going to bully the shit out of them and make sure they remember that they're stupid ass retards that tried to say that I was a pseudoscientist, that say I didn't know what I was talking about. Good luck. Good luck. You're going to hear that back for the rest of your life. That bridge is looking pretty nice right about now, isn't it? We need to get rid of all these people. Why? Better that they do it themselves. Because A, these are the kinds of people that are going to blow us all up. These are the kind of people that are going to destroy us all. Get rid of them. We need people that can actually see through the bullshit. I don't want them to be able to brainwash entire societies. If you're the kind of person wearing a mask alone in your car, you're probably also the kind of person that's trying to talk down to other people who think that free energy is real. We don't need you. Reality. And what are we waiting on for this? Even if I take the even if I listen to the alternate perspective that, oh, we're going to hurt so many people's feelings with this. Oh no, people are going to hurt themselves. Oh no, people are going to go to jail. Okay, then what? What's the deal here? What's your goal here? Oh, we'll just blame it on aliens. We'll say the aliens came down and gave us the technology or something. Dude, we're not lying to get out of this. You can't just keep covering lies up with more lies. Number one. Number two, we're not going to change. Humans aren't going to change and suddenly become, oh, okay, we can deal with this now. Suddenly now, okay, we can deal with free energy. There is no chance war is going to stop on this planet. No chance. So let's just start thinking about real solutions and reveal the information so that we can figure those solutions out. Do we have to take over Russia and China and control the whole world? If so, let's start talking about it, because otherwise this whole planet's going to get destroyed. Okay, I remember the other clip. Joe, where is it? Oh, that's why. Tom DeLonge. Okay. Not going to play the rest of that Tom DeLonge clip, but there's another good part in it where they say that they discovered a life form. Can't stop thinking about that. Because I think that a lot, what Jim Simivan says actually in a later part of that interview, I kind of want to watch more of it, but I don't think we're going to have time tonight. That guy knows, by the way. He says, our reality is basically what our perception of it is. And he's kind of speaking to the fact of how hard it is to tell people they've been lied to. We make this whole reality. That's our perception. And maybe in a certain sense, our perception is our reality. You know, some of these physics concepts mean that, like, maybe we're just energy. Matter is energy, so maybe we're just masses of energy swirling around. So what even really is consciousness, and what even really are we? And dealing with that question, what that means for us in this place of this universe, like, what if we really are just part of some giant cosmic consciousness? These are things that people can't really deal with. They can't really accept that into their worldview. Me, I can. I don't give a shit. I don't care what the answer is. Anyway, this clip I'm about to play here, the reason why I brought that up is because this is Tom DeLonge when he was first on Joe Rogan. And now that we have admittedly ascended, I don't have another way to put it, chat. We have ascended to the next level. We are clearly the tip of the spear when it comes to 0-point energy disclosure. We can actually understand what he means. He wasn't quite at the level we're at now, but somebody was definitely talking to him about what's really going on behind the scenes. So here we go. Tom DeLonge on Joe Rogan talking about 0-point energy before basically anybody.
Looking at a drawing, and they're looking at this guy from the Skunk Works, you know, and just going, how the fuck are they going to build a machine that plays with time and plays with the fabric of space-time? And so we have to kind of educate people and say it's possible. It's possible.
Is that it? This thing?
Yeah, that's it. There.
Advanced electrogravitic propulsion. Is that how you say that?
Electrogravitic.
Gravitic.
So what that does, what the machine does that we're building is there's an electromagnetic wave that is the foundation of everything, of all mass, of everything. Like some people call it 0 point energy. Some people call it the
2017, by the way. This was right after those videos dropped. Some people call it 0 point energy. Some people call it space juice. Some people call it space energy, Joe Rogan. Some people just call it the space energy. We got to keep it simple for our dum-dums. People that can't say electrogravitics.
Electromagnetic wave that is the foundation of everything, of all mass, of everything. Like some people call it 0 point energy. Some people call it
So he's a little wrong. It's not just some magical wave. Like, this is why people dismissed it. This is why I am the #1 0 point energy influencer. You disagree? Shit, bitch. The belt is right here. Come get it. Come fucking get it. Because 0 point energy isn't some magic wave. It's like, oh, it's this magic divine wave. It's like, of course people are going to dismiss if you say that. No, 0 point energy is a bunch of modes. There's a bunch of waves. And if you add up all those wavelengths, turns out it's a huge number. It's a huge number. We call that the energy density. 10 to the 120 is what it was calculated to be if you add up all those waves. So can you imagine the difference between Tom DeLonge saying what he said about some secret wave sounds woo-woo, as opposed to actually explaining it how it really is? And then the question you ask is, why isn't Hal Puthoff explaining that to Joe Rogan? Why is it Tom DeLonge when Hal Puthoff was Tom DeLonge's advisor? And the answer is because this is all classified. They might need like a buffer person to say it. Like, maybe that's why I'm allowed to say it, because I'm literally the best at doing it. And I have no NDAs and nobody's telling me anything. So I can just say whatever the hell I want and just happens to be all correct. I don't know. Anyway, here we go.
The vacuum energy, but like 1 inch of air could power the United States for like hundreds of years kind of thing, or maybe more.
I mean, maybe technically right if he's talking about fusion, but like 1 inch of the air, he doesn't even know the references, chat. This is to prove that I'm the #1 0. I'm just going to take whatever. I'm going to take the aura from Tom DeLonge right here. It's massive aura loss right there. 1 inch of air. No, it's 1 cup of empty space. 1 cup of empty space. There's enough energy to boil all the Earth's oceans. I'm an energy vampire. Give me all that energy. I'm sucking all his aura up, chat. Ooh, maximum aura loss. You can't go on Joe Rogan and not understand 0 point energy. You're killing me. You're killing me right now.
So what they got to do is isolate very specific atoms to where all the noise of all matter and cell phones and everything that's going on Earth can be separated from this one atom. And if you can do that with the right material, you can get access to that electromagnetic wave that's powering the atom.
Now that's just, I mean, people were probably saying that's some bullshit, and they're right, because these are just saying some words. I don't even think they even make sense. But this is why I say we can't go too harsh on these people. This is why, yes, even though I'll rag on them a little bit on social media and, clown on them a little here because they got some stuff wrong, but he's right. What does it really do, though? What does 0 point energy really do? 0 point energy controls mass, inertia, and gravity. If we change gravity, we can change nuclear effects, the power of the atom. What he was trying to say is if we can change gravity, we can reduce the Coulomb barrier. Same thing I said in the beginning. That's what he was trying to say. Instead, he's saying we can harness the power of the atom and of the magic wave, electromagnetic wave. Like, bro, what? This isn't He-Man or whatever the shit you're thinking about. Okay.
The invisible wave pattern that's under everything of all existence. And once you do that, it's not like splitting an atom. This is the power behind the atom. It's extraordinarily dangerous, but it's also what will turn that thing on, and it'll turn into a ball of light and just disappear.
He's right. The last part, it is the power of the atom. I'll just give all my debate points away to Sabine Hassenfeld. I think there's no chance that she will accept the debate. We're going to talk about that next. But one of the key debate points is how, if you have a classic view of physics that does not include the extra dimension, there's a lot of things you can't explain. Number one, quantum entanglement. How do you explain quantum entanglement? There's just magical non-locality. What the fuck does that mean? You're the one telling me you can't go faster than light, but then you can, just what, with just one exception? Why? Why is that a thing that exists? It shouldn't exist at all. Here's another one for you. This is my favorite one because it relates to what Tom DeLonge just said. 0 point energy is the power of the atom. Tell me, in your classical view of the atom, the classical view of the atom is a perpetual motion machine. You don't think free energy exists, but your classic view of the atom is a perpetual motion machine, is a free energy machine. Your classic view of the atom is a nucleus with electrons spinning around it. How come that electron's moving? Anything that's moving, entropy exists, right? You believe in entropy. If you believe in entropy, then that system can never be 100% efficient. That means that electron has to crash at some point. Has to crash. And you say, well, Ashton, no, it's like, it's not actually spinning around the atom, but there is spin. It is literally spinning. There is literally quantum spin. And I say, if there's any movement at all, then there should be entropy and there should be energy loss. Any movement at all. So there's no way to reconcile. Please, I can't wait to hear the counter argument because I can explain it. Why can a random IT guy explain physics, but PhD physicists can't explain how an atom works? Well, Tom DeLonge can explain it. Blink 182 musician can explain it because the atoms are in a sea of energy. The atoms are in a sea of energy. And if they lose energy, they can pull a little bit of energy out. We're not in an empty vacuum. We're in a sea of energy, and every single atom is constantly exchanging with that sea. Everything is connected. Everything is connected through a giant ocean of energy that essentially is an extra dimensional effect. So I got in a little, I have been critical of Sabine, but here's the truth. Let me send a message to Sabine Hassenfelder. If you guys aren't aware, she gave Sonny White's micro spark free energy microchip a 10 out of 10 on her bullshit meter. She said that you can't extract, her claim is that you can't extract 0 point energy at all. Very stupid claim to make. Her argument is that it takes energy to set up the plates in the Casimir effect, and that must be incorporated into your calculation. Look, anybody who comes at me later on, she made that claim. I did not make any of those claims for her. Those were her positions. I'm going to destroy them right now. Number one, we do not incorporate the energy cost of setting up the plates into our experiment. How does that even make sense? It's a completely arbitrary amount. Where do the plates begin? Do they begin over here? 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 How much energy does it take to move the plates into position? It's a completely arbitrary amount. It could be a tiny amount, could be zero, it could be infinite. Do you take into account how much energy an engine it takes to build an engine when you're trying to determine if it can produce energy? No. You never take into account those things. That's not even the argument against the Casimir effect from the experts. So number one, that doesn't even make sense. Happy to listen to any clarification she wants to try to make. Number two, the Casimir effect does show that you can extract 0 point energy. It's very important to be specific. It does show you can extract 0 point energy. Why? If there are two plates here and they suddenly come together, that's work. That's energy. Where is that energy coming from? You can explain it however you want. The explanation is 0 point energy modes are pushed out by the boundary. Therefore, there's a pressure. So in a very real sense, that pressure, that plates coming together is 0 point energy doing work. Okay? Are you still with me? Pretty simple. That proves that you can extract 0 point energy. Now, the real argument, I'll help Sabine out here because she doesn't seem to know where it's at. The real argument then becomes, yes, well, okay, let's assume you can extract 0 point energy. Now, if you want to do it again, though, you got to pull these plates apart. And however far you pull them apart is going to exactly equal however much new energy you gain. Right? So if you're going to do it again and try to make this process repeatable, it's always going to balance out to 0. It's always going to, and that's true. It'll always balance out to 0 in a simplistic setup using 2 plates like that with no other parameters. But that's why Sonny White built in an asymmetry into a microchip, a waterfall into a microchip. You say it doesn't have anything to do with Casimir. It does. It does, because the Casimir effect shows we can extract 0 point energy. So what we're then realizing is if this is possible, if 0 point, like, just think of it like this. Why do the plates come together at all? If 0 point energy doesn't exist, the plates should just stay there and not come together. So 0 point energy exists. That's the breakthrough for the Casimir effect. End of discussion. We don't need it to be a perpetual extraction machine. We're going to do it a different way. Like, I seriously don't understand how people can't understand this or figure this out. This is not complicated. This is very simple stuff. You do an experiment, you do a proof of concept, it proves a concept, and then you engineer a more practical way to do it. This is how so many things have been developed over all of human history. I don't know how people can't figure out that that's what's going on here. So, Sonny White, how does he do it? They set up a situation by which, in this case, the plates want to come together, but they can't, and therefore electrons get pulled away, and electrons build up towards the middle. There you go. That produces a voltage. Boom. This is actually extremely similar to how the IEC fusion devices work. In the IEC fusion devices, the whole point of them is to build up a huge potential well so that your ions come flying in. A huge negative potential well, and your ions will come flying in. And here's Sonny White. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's building up a big potential well in the middle where these electrons get trapped. Something like that. Whatever. And now for the other people that would say, well, Ashton, technically anything could be a free. Technically, I can harness energy from ambient temperature changes. Any gradient, any hill, any waterfall, you can extract it. Yeah, exactly. Any waterfall you can extract energy from. This is why Paul Thibodeau literally made a microchip that harnesses Brownian motion. That's just temperature changes. And this is why people, when they were listening, they were going, is this harnessing 0 point energy? And he's like, no, it's just harnessing temperature changes. Okay, cool. Well, that's still, to me, that's still free energy. That's the same way where it's like a ball in the ocean harnessing waves. It can produce energy too. That's smart. The only challenge there is scaling it up. That's the only challenge at that point. Scaling it up. Making it more effective. The other thing, and this is soon to be released, I've been going around and around on what my scientific paper is going to be about. And I think I've gone back now away from it being about you like making warp jumps and things like that and going back to the free energy angle. The other way is high beta plasmas. High beta plasmas. Pay close attention, noobs. Professor Forbes is on duty. And if I see any of you steal my ideas right here, I'm going to retweet the shit out of you. High beta plasma is the secret. You say, Ashton, well, the boundary conditions, we need to reset the plates. Are you ready? I found a way around it. We're going to use a high beta plasma. We're going to make this plasma ball. This plasma ball is going to push out all the magnetic fields. And when it pushes out those magnetic fields, it's going to push out the 0 point energy too. It's going to push out the 0 point energy. And then do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that 0 point energy thing just perfectly stable like that with the boundary conditions where this region right here is pushing out the 0 point energy. Do you know what I'm going to do with it after that? I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to spin it around inside of a plasma bubble. I'm going to spin it around inside of a plasma bubble. Do you know why I'm going to do that? Because that's the trampoline effect. Because what's going to happen? The space-time region where the 0 point energy has been pushed out, when that bubble moves away, when that region moves away from that space-time, 0 point energy is going to flood back in. 0 point energy will flood back in. Lulu, get out. 0 point energy will flood back in, and that's exactly what we need for our trampoline effect. So I kept thinking, how do you use the high beta plasma, the boundary conditions it creates? Do you modulate them? Do you have it just vibrate back and forth? And I realized, no, we don't need to do that. Instead, we can just move the entire high beta regime within the plasma bubble itself. And if that sounds familiar, it should sound familiar. Do you want to know where I got it from? I think you know, chat. I think you know where I got it from. Here it is. Wait, well, how come I can't see it? Oh, here it is. Babushka, chat. Look at that. Those orbs. Look at the way the heat signature moves around. In order to get the trampoline effect to work well, you want the heat signature to flip quickly. You want it to move quickly. Why? Because then the 0 point energy will quickly fill into the region where it moves. This is why the heat signature on the inside spins around, and yet why the heat signature is offset on one side of the orb. Because what's really going on in these orbs here, when you watch closely, what's really going on is it's a general spherical bubble. So the bubble is being produced from the middle point of this orb. The heat signature is independent. The heat signature is something inside of the orb that's able to spin around independently of the travel of the orb. That's what they're using to modulate space-time. That's their boundary condition. Look at it change right here. Watch it change into being the orange slice. And now the orange slice starts spinning around. That's how they're manipulating 0 point energy with this configuration, I believe. So there you go, chat. Now you know. Now you've gotten the answer for Ashton. How do we get around the issue of the plates coming apart? I've got a simpler answer. Make a stable 0 point energy null point in the middle, and then just spin it around inside of your larger plasma bubble. That will do the same effective thing as having the plates come back together and apart. Boom! You best put some respect on that name. It's coming. Now, the other thing that I was thinking is the dynamic Casimir effect. If you look at Robert Forward's 1984 idea was basically to use a coiled spring, like a spring, a flat kind of spring. And the idea is if you charge it, it would start to come together a little bit. And you would use that to extract work. So you would put a little charge into it and it would come together. And then you release the charge, pulse it, and it would go apart. And you would use that motion as energy. That's another way theoretically you could do it, I guess. And that's similar to kind of pulsing it and changing the boundary conditions. But I prefer the idea of just having a stable region in there, just spinning around, building up a voltage. Okay. It's going to be a short stream tonight, guys. By the way, you guys are going crazy in the chat. I swear my chats move faster than these streamers that I see that have like 40,000 people watching. I don't know. You guys are wild. Anyway, guys. Okay. You know, I keep thinking, here's real talk, more real talk. This is for Sabine Hassenfelder, for Eric Weinstein, for any of the other physicists, scientists who have been looking at me, questioning what's going on. Number one, they probably think that I'm a scammer, that I'm somebody that's been just doing this for engagement, especially considering the flamboyant way that I have been going about kind of reacting about this. But that's not true. The reality is I'm exactly what I appear to be, and I'm exactly what I say I am. And if it hurts that a random healthcare IT guy figured all this out when you should have figured it out, well, too bad. Turns out it did play out like in a movie. Like some random dude came upon this. He figured out. All the experts couldn't figure out this massive secret that was staring them right in the face. I can't do anything about that. I've tried every possible way, being nice to people, trying to suck up to people, trying to do weird meme shit with people, trying to be serious with people. Literally nothing works. Here's the truth. The issue of this technology isn't about finding some secret physics. It's not about building some magic device that nobody can deny. The issue is a psychological one. 100% it's psychological. That we have been brainwashed. And I say we because I used to be that person too. That said, there's no free energy. This can't be real. Thermodynamics, roo. You are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. I am going to destroy the part of me that believed that, and I'm going to destroy the part of you that was that version of me as well. So the reality is, I don't know what to tell you. I tried the carrot, and now we're moving on to the stick. And I'm going to continue to criticize Sabine Hossenfelder, Brian Keating, Eric Weinstein, and the reality is they deserve it. Sabine Hossenfelder is giving Sonny White, Dr. Sonny White of NASA, formerly of NASA, 10 out of 10 on the bullshit meter. Okay, if you're going to throw shit like that at other people, you better be prepared to get it back at you as well. You better be prepared to get it back as you as well. Because I'm the guy that holds up the mirror and says, do you like what you see? We're going to treat you guys the same way that you treat everybody else. When this is all said and done, it's going to be a harsh lesson. It's going to be a very, very harsh lesson to take. That sometimes your experts don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes they're just bullshitting. And the people that they're attacking do know. Last thing I'll say on is this, and this is more broadly to all of the haters that are out there. I'm right here. I just debated some debunker guy. I will talk to anybody, and I will let you set the terms. I will even talk to all my anti-Israel schizo podcast people that have blackballed me or whatever. I will let you set the terms. We can have a friendly discussion. We can have, a hostile debate. We can do it however you want. I'm ready to do it any place, anytime, anywhere. Because the reality is I only have the same goal I've ever had since the beginning. I just want the truth for MH370. Tell me the truth about that plane, and all the rest of this can go away. Otherwise, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care if I have to prove that we've got unassisted, faster than light travel that we've been secretly hiding for decades and free energy plasma balls that can do perfect fusion. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care if I have to take down everybody's favorite physicists in the world either. Anybody that gets in my way over this, you're going down. So. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. Okay, yeah, last thing, guys, tonight. Let's change pace, and then we'll go to some of the super chats. By the way, guys, thank you very much. Unlabored acceleration, thank you. Let's make this also. We don't get enough credit. We do not get enough credit for literally changing the verbiage and terminology of words. People are calling them UFOs again. I only see like half the people even call them UAPs anymore. And we can just start calling it unlabored acceleration. They call it like, what do they call it? Like, I don't know. They got a lot of stupid names for it, but unlabored acceleration is the right thing to call it because it explains what's really happening. It's not the plane that's being teleported. It's unlabored. Unlabored acceleration. Jim Simovin, you are so lucky, bro. You are so lucky. So remember, let's call it unlabored acceleration. Let's try to be accurate and set up a new terminology here. Oh, yeah. Last thing. Chat. You know what? One more bold prediction. This has been bugging me for a while, chat. You thought I couldn't trigger enough physicists in just one day? Get ready for this. Black holes are fake and definitely gay, chat. We know what they've been doing. They've been hanging out with Thomas Massey. I might get sued over that, chat. Anyway, that was a joke. Chat, there is a completely different perspective of black holes. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to make a, what's his face? Don Lemon joke here. Completely different perspective where black holes actually aren't some secret ultra mass that sucks in information and destroys it. Instead, in this perspective, the black hole is actually just like a bubble. And inside is a less or more dense region. I think more dense region of space-time of 0 point energy. I have to say, I read this and I loved it immediately, and I'm already going all in. Rarely do I read some physics and science where I'm just like, oh shit, I'm all in. But I've hated black holes for a while. I basically hate everything about our standard views of cosmology at this point. I've hated the idea of black holes for a while. And when I saw a plane get teleported out of the sky by a miniature black hole, it really made me wonder if black holes are exactly what we think they are. Because that plane's being teleported, and yet I'm being told that a black hole should rip something to shreds. So what if a black hole is actually just a null point in space-time? And you would say, Ashton, show me some evidence. Bitch, whose live stream do you think you're on right now? You think I would just go all in on something like this without some evidence? I want you to watch very closely. We might dance. We might be dancing. For it. I'm building up the scene, chat. It's called building it up for dramatic effect. Wait for it. Okay, I guess I got to give some background. This is plasma in outer space, chat. Electrical repulsion. So what happens when we put plasma in space is that we have it, the plasma mixed with dust, and then you get electric repulsion. And then now suddenly we start to see galaxy formations, things that we see at the galactic scale. We can see them in the plasma. That's what we're seeing in what you're about to see here. Watch this. So now we're seeing this lattice structure get formed. This is the key point right here. You're done, black holes. Goodbye, black holes. See you later. Black hole is just a void in the 0 point energy from natural repulsion because there are equilibrium states in which natural voids form. There it is. The plasma shows us the way as usual, chat. And I love it. They look at this and they go, they couldn't believe this when they saw it. They couldn't look at the text. They couldn't believe this when they saw it. It was forming a lattice structure, but randomly there's a hole in the middle of it, a perfect hole in the middle of it. Can you say, fuck yeah, I'm down with this shit? Hell yeah. Keep going. Just look at this shit. Look at it, chat. Look at it with your eyes. No Big Bang. No black hole. Say goodbye to cosmology, chat. We're wrecking it. We're destroying cosmology, plasma universe. Oh, you believed in dark matter? You were a dum-dum that believed in dark matter? Go ahead and guess what the rotational velocity is. Go ahead and guess the outer rotational velocity on that. Go ahead. Go ahead and guess. Can you imagine? Look how fast those little particles are spinning along the edges. They're spinning the same speed as the center, just like how galaxies spin. Just like how galaxies spin. Oh. Chat, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sabine Hassenfelder fell into my trap. I am ready to completely annihilate anyone, anywhere, anytime. I've got the clips ready to go. I've got the arguments ready to go. I've got the logic ready to go. I've even got their counter arguments ready to go and ready to argue against those as well. Oh, chat. And the reason why this is all the reason why this all works, the reason why I can even do this is because it's all real. Now, last thing. Supposedly, like 40 more videos or something like that are pending to be released this week. So, guys, I've got 2 podcasts that are pre-recorded that should be dropping this week. Number 1, Curious Crossroads with the Dougs. In that, literally said, like, whoa, what if these videos get released? It's going to be pretty crazy. We might have to do an emergency live stream before the tournament on Friday. We'll see. And then the other one is on Friday. Wait, what day is it today? Yeah, on Friday, the Blaze interview with Pat will be dropping Friday morning or something, I think. So check that out. That one's also going to be really amazing. We talk about a lot of the questions that I've spoken with you guys about. I ask them about, like, you know, what are the implications? Would you really want this to be out, etc. So it's going to be awesome, guys. Let's go to the super chats. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate it. John Glock said, gifts the phone. Beep, 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 boop. A hard truce with General Flynn would be very interesting. Apparently, he knew Lieutenant Commander Edward Lynn quite well. I forgot to mention this. We actually haven't talked about this in a long time. There's so much crazy shit, guys. Like, I guarantee you that those MH370 videos are real. General Flynn, the famous general, was friends with Edward Lynn, the leaker of the videos, on Facebook. And you're like, okay, well, it's just Facebook. But, like, rumors are they, like, actually knew each other. So you got to be asking the question, General Flynn has been really silent this whole time. He might not necessarily know. I don't know how this secrecy works and how deep it goes, but he probably suspects very strongly those videos are real. Anyway, John Glock, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Also kind of reminds me of the story of General Dunford. General Dunford is the one that Trump ordered to set up Space Force. Oh, it's raining. Oh, crap. One sec, guys. Sorry, I left something outside. Okay. Trump ordered General Dunford to set up Space Force, and General Dunford, somebody early on told me they knew General Dunford's nephew or something like that, or his son. I can't remember the exact context, but that, like, his son had showed him these videos and was like, those are legit. So, guys, there's been so much crazy shit that's happened. Anyway, let's go to the other super chats. Also, thank you guys, Not Yoda Double M's. Empty pay is low. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah, Don Lemon. Should we do the Don Lemon CNN? I think, was it CNN? What's the clip? Yeah, here we go. Here you guys go. Black holes. In honor of Don Lemon, black holes, and MH370. The famous clip from CNN. God, these people are stupid.
What if it was hijacking or terrorism or mechanical failure or pilot error? But what if it was something fully that we don't really understand. A lot of people have been asking about that, about black holes and on and on and on and all of these conspiracy theories. Let's look at this. Noah says, what else can you think about? Black hole, Bermuda Triangle. And then Deji says, just like the movie Lost. And of course, they're also referencing the Twilight Zone, which has a very similar plot. That's what people are saying. I know it's preposterous, but is it preposterous, you think, Mary?
Well, it is. A black hole is about, you know, a small black hole would suck in our entire universe, so we know it's not that. Bermuda Triangle is often weather, and Lost is a TV show. So
Right.
I think I always like things for which there's data, history, crunch the numbers. So for me, those aren't there, but I think it's wonderful that the whole world is trying to help with their theories, and I absolutely love the theories.
How are these like just the dumbest people ever? I think somebody actually made a great point. And they said, the problem is that society is led by the dumbest people. The dumbest, least creative, greediest people are the ones that lead society. And ironically, Don Lemon was the closest, but it wasn't really a black hole. But at least he was asking, you know, out of the box questions. And then I think that was like what? She was like the Secretary of Transport or something. A small black hole would suck in our entire... That's not how black holes work, dude. Small black hole would suck in our entire universe. I mean, if you're going to criticize it, can you at least just get the physics right? Guess not. Anyway. Feels bad, chat. Let's go to the other super chats. Justin Burnett, thank you very much. Loves the War of the Spark sheet. Oh, you have Modern Horizons 3. Oh, that's awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, come check me out on Saturday, guys. I'm locked in. I got my deck locked in. I'm going to be one of the 100 competitors playing for the World Championship, Arena World Championship, chat. I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I just don't want to, I mean, it's what it is. I'm just going to play and have fun. I'm not a pro guy or whatever. These guys are going to probably dominate me, but we'll see. It'll be cool. So please come show up, support me. They have like a huge live stream. I don't know how it's all going to work. If I can live stream, I will, but I don't know if I'm allowed to. Probably not. Kuman Enjitsum says, dropping in the show love. Listen tomorrow, LFG. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Listen tomorrow. I don't know what we're talking about. Okay. XLX Squee, watch UHT EPR and you on Ashton Forbes saves the world will be headlines. And guys, I do have to throw a little cold water. I love you, XLX Squee. I love your theory. I have been getting inundated. A lot of people have been messaging me saying, oh, check out my theory. Check this out. I figured it out. I've done that. I can already see the shitstorm brewing. I can already see it brewing. When they reveal 0 point energy, the moment people start to sniff that 0 point energy is the answer, you're going to have everybody claiming that they're the ones that figured it out. And then you're also going to have all the grifters that are going to come in and be like, here's my new 0 point. Check this out. It's going to be a shit show, chat. So hopefully I can try to set the groundwork for credibility on some of this, because the truth is there are a lot of scams already when it comes to free energy. And I don't, telling the difference. This is why I try. First of all, you don't want to be involved in free energy at the moment. Definitely not. Let the people that are controlled do that. But even when you get in it, even if you have the best intentions, you can still get scammed on either side, any side of it. So it's going to be a mess, guys. We'll see how it plays out. I will be very cautious. I've learned my lesson and all that as well. Anyway, XLX Squee told you, observer equals observed. We create our reality via belief and via perspective. Yes, exactly. It's very likely that we are going to find out that there is a very uncomfortable answer to this whole alien question. Probably far beyond there just being a galactic civilization. It's going to be more like we are property, or we are all one conscious being and we don't realize it, or we're a zoo, or we're a prison planet, something weird like that. Jaleel Robinson, since the universe is always in a state of perpetual motion, can the universe be considered an over-unity system? Well, the universe can be considered a perpetual motion machine, I guess, if you think about it like that. But the bigger thought is, well, there are just no closed systems. Remember what Charles Chase told me. Charles Chase said everything is connected. He's saying that there are no closed systems. Even when I move my hand here, in a subtle way, it's impacting you guys there. Just a very, very subtle way. Everything is connected. Everything is touching at all times. That's how you have to think of it. Leslie Wisdom says, for a cocktail called Peer Review Crew Tears. Yeah, we're definitely, there's going to be a lot of crow on a lot of people's faces, but let's not celebrate until we get there, guys. I think the next step is going to be, based on what Tim Burchett said, we might get videos, but we might also get documentation that supports, corroborates that they really did cover up physics. That's what got me excited today when I saw the clip, is that we might not just get plasma balls. We might get like field reverse configuration research, or, you know, condensed charge research, the things that we've been discussing. Because Tulsi Gabbard and President Trump, Marco Rubio, they figured it out. They figured out what they were hiding. And I think they're looking at it and they're going, we don't want to get caught up in this. Like, whatever this deep state shit they've been hiding, we need to reveal this so they don't get caught up in the cover up as well. And now it's a battle between Trump, the newcomers, and the people that are the old guard, who are desperately holding on to the lie. And they're trying to wait out the clock and die out, you know? So thank you, Leslie. And then XLX Squee. Take your shots, King. Take your shots, King. You are out there. And this is what I want to say. There's one other guy I'm going to shout out tonight. Purvy, the Redditor. One Redditor stands above the rest, chat. A little bit taller, a little bit wiser, a little bit more noble. A guy named Purvy. Purvy and I never saw eye to eye. I don't think we ever really agreed. But Purvy was still out there fighting the debunkers every day, telling them their weak-ass debunks were bullshit, without getting banned for it for at least a while. And Purvy deserves credit. Why? Because you guys have to realize how easy it is to give in to peer pressure. It's so easy to give in to peer pressure and say, you know what, guys, you're right. This is all fake. Especially when the guy cheerleading the cause, you don't like him at all. But he kept fighting against it. And for that, if you're one of those people like Purvy that since the beginning, you've been telling people, no, these are real. What are you talking about? We got 2 synchronized videos. You can't just say that one frame's the same. Actually using logic and reason to come to your arguments, pat yourself on the back. You deserve to tell your kids and your grandkids you were one of the ones who figured out disclosure, that was battling against the NPCs and the spooks and the bots. So shout out to you, brother. That's for you. Okay, guys, have a great night. I love you, MH370X. I'll be back on probably tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to stream later tonight, but I'll be streaming tomorrow, playing some video games, playing Magic, getting ready. Peace out, guys. Love you. Later.
Out in the fields where the skies are wide, talking about a journey through the cosmic ride. Einstein and Thorne, they set the stage for a trip through time across the space age. Wormholes connect distant points in space, traversable paths to a far-off place. No black holes pull, no crushing weight, just a cosmic tunnel to a distant gate.
Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow.
Exotic matter, negative energy's the key to stabilize the wormhole for you and me. Quantum vacuum squeeze so tight, creating conditions for this wondrous flight. Static fields and lasers in the lab they play, generating forces in a new kind of way. Gravitational squeezing, Casimir's force, negative zones we need to stay the course.
Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy. Travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow.
Thin shell formalism, plates so fine. Spherical geometry we realign. Energy conditions that we must defy. For a stable wormhole, let's give it a try. Unknown forces balancing the plate, creating the throat, open the gates, from Earth to the stars in a single bound. A shortcut through space profound. Engineers and dreamers hold the key to future worlds and what we could be. With science in hand, we forge ahead through the cosmic paths that we now tread.
We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy. Travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow.
From the fields to the stars, we break the chains. Understanding the universe, we make the gains. Lil Hula Crunk shines, bringing truth to light. Through his music, we'll explore the night. With wormholes and stargates, our path is clear. Exploring the cosmos, our future's here.